On April 1st, 2020, Krakosia's #1 YouTuber Filmento revealed a horrible truth about his backstory. In 2013, he had spent multiple days writing movie scenes for Cinemasins. His fans submitted everything wrong with Iron Man 3 video.
Oh boy, I'll make a ton of sins and send them for their video.
None of which were ever used. And so, to finally mentally get over this highly traumatic teenage experience, adult Filmento unleashed those neglected sins to the world in his own Everything Wrong with Iron Man 3 video. But even though that video was meant to help Filmento's mental state, it only seemed to change him for the worse, grow his inner hatred, poison him to the point where he was making badly constructed videos criticizing movies that are actually pretty much perfect, all because of his inner insecure wound received from Cinemasins' act of neglect.
That's how it starts. The fever, the rage, the feeling of powerlessness that turns good men cruel.
And so now, in a last-ditch effort to heal his corrupted soul, Filmento asked his own audience to write sins about his Iron Man 3 sins, to once and for all identify why Cinemasins didn't use them, to identify the core flaws with Filmento so that he can heal those flaws and get better as a content creator as well as a human, and finally make him realize that Cinemasins was never the villain of the story, that Filmento himself was always his own villain. A challenge his audience gracefully accepted.
Write sins about Filmento so I can appear in a future video? Lamau, I'd trash him for free.
Filmento presents Everything Wrong with Filmento in Filmento Minutes. Duh.
Mr. Stark. Oh, Jensen. Perhaps another time?
Be careful what you wish for. I know that Killian is supposed to go through a big transformation in order to make the character look more sinister, but this is just ridiculous. Filmento sacrifices actual points for jokes that aren't even funny.
She'll take both. One to throw away and one to not call.
Wow, Stark's really raising the word douche to a whole new level. Yeah, him being a douche is the point. I do kind of feel bad for this guy, but is this really a reason to swear vengeance against the entire world? Filmento complains about the villain's motivation for vengeance when at the same time he's making a 10-minute revenge video on Cinemasins just because they didn't use his Iron Man 3 sins. Also, this video coupled with videos like One DC's Assassin is a good showcase of how Filmento is an opportunist always looking for any new ways to get more views and exposure.
Stopping the Mandarin is priority, but it's not
superhero business.
No, it's not, quite frankly. It's American business.
Okay, I understand if Thor isn't coming to America's aid, but what about that one other guy? You know, the one who's got America in his name. Captain America's name is not called Captain America. Clearly, Filmento is a normie who has not watched First Avenger, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, Endgame, or Spider-Man Homecoming, which Captain America, real name Steve Rhodes, has been in. The Iron Man suit is just casually sitting in front of the bar and no one pays any interest to it whatsoever. You say nobody pays interest to the suit while playing a clip in which there are loads of people right there paying interest to the suit. Are those things on the bunny's chest supposed to be hands or... well, anyways, moving on. As I said, just magnificent humor.
I got a team of guys coming tomorrow. They're gonna blow up that wall.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Iron Man wouldn't need anyone to blow up a wall for him. And I'm pretty sure he, as a billionaire, can afford to hire professionals to do it. What? Are these things glued together now? No, Tony gestures for the suit to break. Jon Favreau hiding, just like your actual valid sins for this movie. I get it, the Avengers aren't going to help Stark in this film, but what about the military? The most wanted terrorist on Earth is bombing Stark's house and they don't even bother to show up? Why? The attack on Stark's house happened in a matter of minutes. Even the military can't just magically teleport over there. Instead of completely obliterating it, this blast just sends the piano flying without doing any damage to it. The Iron Man suit has all kinds of different weapons, including jet propulsion that can launch objects, which you would know if you did any research. Why does he need the explosive? I'm pretty sure the beam alone would be enough to take out the chopper, or at least the person flying it, because the suit is a prototype.
Duh.
Sir, take a deep breath.
Why? Does Stark need his glove to breathe? No, it's because the suit will fill with water.
Hello, I am under the water. Please help.
No one notices Stark fly away with his loud blazing rockets, not even Pepper, who's standing right on the edge looking directly at the water. This I actually thought was a pretty spot-on Cinemasins impression. One sin removed. What kind of a 10-year-old kid goes around town carrying a newspaper? I don't know, the paper boy?
And you're...
The mechanic.
This kid seems to be a big Iron Man fan, so how does he not know who Stark is? And besides, wasn't he just carrying a newspaper that was talking about him? The kid does know Tony's Iron Man, he was just about to say it. If the explosion here was anything like the one we saw in LA, how are these walls still standing? They're like 6 feet away from the crater. This explosion happened years ago when the villain's technology wasn't yet so advanced. Of course it's smaller. No one notices the most famous recently dead person in the world walking into this bar, even though the person's face is on the cover of today's newspaper. I guess it must be the hat. And now the hat is off. Again, these scenes I genuinely thought were really good and should have been used in Cinemasins' video. Not only are they accurate, but they also serve as a callback to their Dark Knight Rises video.
No one notices the most famous recently dead person in the world sitting at this cafe.
One scene removed. Really? If you can just say something and count as a sin, then count this as a sin. Hey, what is Joss Whedon doing here? I'm starting to understand why Cinemasins didn't use these. Sad thing is that Stark's actually doing better against these people without his Iron Man suit than with it. The point of which is to show that Tony is a capable hero even without his suit, which is great.
Cheap trick and a cheesy one-liner.
Sweetheart, that could be the name of my autobiography.
Is destroying the water tower really necessary? And how does it even work out so well in the end?
Shut your f***ing mouth! Shut the f*** up, you cunt!
The President of the United States would never, under any circumstances, let himself be pressured into doing what a terrorist tells him. That's basically like saying, hey, please stop, we give up. Filmento aims his criticism at something mundane when it should be aimed at something actually meaningful, like the fact that this movie makes Mandarin into a fake.
I wouldn't go in there for 20 minutes.
War Machine rocks with an X, all caps.
Oh, I'm sorry, was that supposed to be funny? Filmento makes a boob joke about a rabbit statue and then criticizes someone else's comedy. I could understand if the suit started to melt, but why does it just inexplicably shut down? That's what happens when a computer overheats. It shuts down. This has to be the worst guarding position I've ever seen. You is the mad because you big boo-boo head. A bomb-looking device casually rolls to my feet. I better take a closer look. He's a guard. He's supposed to take a look.
Let's go.
Ah, crap.
The suit parts just flew over 800 miles to come here, but now they suddenly are unable to fly again. Right, because they just flew 800 miles to get here.
Duh.
The security guards let the Iron Patriot on board the Air Force One with the president without checking his identity. Isn't anyone suspicious of the fact that he says absolutely nothing? No, they aren't. You are wrong. Also, why does he insist on waiting for the plane to take off in the first place? It's not like he can't just grab the president and fly away right now, because the guards will just point a satellite at him and kill him. What's the point of melting the handle? The door looks like it could really easily be kicked in. No, buff Filmento, humans can't just kick in a door on Air Force One. What? What?
All right, Jarvis, but it's only half done.
Man, they just don't make these things like they used to. What? Why are there so many people working? Is this really the appropriate time to be moving barrels and containers around? Or are they just normal workers but their wages are so small that they just don't care if the President of the United States is being executed right in front of their eyes? Yeah, why on earth didn't Cinemasins include these just incredible movie scenes?
Give me a suit, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry, they're only coded to me.
Really? I could have sworn Pepper was using one of them at one point. Tony's just saying that to protect Rhodey. If you don't understand that movie characters don't always have to speak the truth, then that's not a sin on the movie, it's a sin on you. Also, if I had a nickel for every half-decent fight scene Rhodes has in this film and I had a nickel to start with, I would end up with a nickel. And if I had a nickel for every half-decent sin made in this video, I'd be in debt. Someone forgot to tell Shane Black that when the same joke is made over and over again, it kinda loses its touch. Filmento, aka the master of jokes, doesn't even know what a running joke is.
I am the Mandarin!
I wonder if she always wears fireproof clothing or if this was just like a one-time thing. Filmento criticizes a PG-13 movie for not showing a female actor naked. I'm starting to sense a bit of an unsettling pattern here. Man, John Doe from Seven should feel really lucky he's not here right now. Apparently references equals movie sins.
The clean slate protocol, sir?
Actually, it's the clean slate program. Apparently references equals movie sins. Stark gets the shrapnel removed from his chest and this way completely disregards everything that's happened in the previous films. Yeah, Filmento, it's called character development.
One thing you can't take away, I am Iron Man.
After all these trash jokes, Filmento is finally given a prime opportunity to make an actually funny 69 nice joke, and yet now he can't think of even that. Man, this guy's own fanbase is way smarter than he is, and honestly, he doesn't deserve such a great fanbase.
Gotta let go! I'll catch you, I promise!
All that negative stuff having been said though, Filmento's editing is actually really innovative and funny, so for that let's take off 49 cents.
Wow, it's very nice.
Here's a little holiday greeting I've been wanting to send to the Mandarin. I just didn't know how to phrase it until now.
I live in Smethwick, Birmingham. If you want the brawl, come down to Smethwick, ask for Danny G. I'll come out of my house and I'll break your legs, you know, prick. Now what do you say? Now